Have you heard of intermittent fasting? I'm sure you have. Just about everybody's talking about it these days. And maybe you're wondering, how do you get started? What are the advantages of it? What does it entail? How do you incorporate it into your life? So I learned about intermittent fasting about 2.5 years ago, and I watched Jason Fung's videos on YouTube and some other people's videos, and really started to understand what it was like to go longer periods of time without eating. In general, everybody does intermittent fasting when they're asleep at night. It's basically just not eating. But what people are talking about today refers to a longer chunk of time. So you might hear things such as OMAD or 2MAD, which means 1 meal a day or 2 meals a day. And that means you basically skip breakfast and you just eat lunch and supper, or you skip breakfast and lunch and you have supper. And in doing this, you eat less food because you are extending the points of time when you're not eating or snacking. So you eat less food. So it's logical that you're going to lose weight because you are, exercising, going about your daily life and not consuming any calories or food at that point in time. So logically, you can lose weight just from intermittent fasting. But what can happen is if you have a binge eating disorder, like I did, and I had several other eating disorders, then when you actually start eating again, you eat too much and you're basically making up for the meal that you skipped or that you missed. So that is something to be very aware of if you have a tendency towards that eating disorder where you just will eat past fullness. So if you are interested in trying the intermittent fasting, I recommend listening to the doctors who are talking about this, read about it, learn about it, and see if it's going to work for you. I would really recommend combining intermittent fasting with the low carb lifestyle, which is what I did, and combining the two together worked way better than just doing the intermittent fasting. Because what can happen is if you are eating fairly high carbs, 200, 300 carbs per day, you will find that you crave the carbs, and then it's harder to stop eating because you're actually hungry, you're thinking about the food because your brain is saying, give me more carbs, I'm running on sugar and I need more sugar. So when I cut back, this worked for me, when I cut back on the sugar and the breads and the carbs, I didn't crave them as much, which meant I could go longer and I wasn't frustrated, I wasn't hangry, hungry plus angry. I could go longer without eating. So it helped the intermittent fasting work better when I was eating lower carbs. I am able to maintain my weight because I continued to do what I was doing while I was losing the weight. I just kept continuing to do that. I think that's one thing that has been very eye-opening to me this time around compared to my yo-yo dieting days, was that I really wanted to maintain the weight loss. And so I was already thinking about that, thinking about, can I really incorporate intermittent fasting for the next year, the next 2 years, the next 5 or 10 years? Can I actually live with this lifestyle? And can I live with the lifestyle of eating fewer carbs, less sugar, less breads, less grains, all of those things that turn into sugar once they enter your body? And I started to realize, yeah, I can. And I adapted different methods. I tried lots of different things. I'm still tweaking it. I'm still learning about what works for me and what is sustainable, what I can eat when I'm out at a restaurant or with friends, what I can eat at home, what I buy at the grocery store. It's all a learning process. So combining the intermittent fasting and the low carb lifestyle really, really worked well and is continuing to work well for me to maintain the weight loss. So that's just a little bit about starting intermittent fasting. Read a lot of different opinions on this, and you will grab nuggets of truth, grab nuggets or ideas and tips that you can say, yeah, I can put that into practice. I can try that and just see what works. Journal about it, write about it as you're doing it, and see how your body adapts to having fewer meals during the day and stopping snacking. That's a key thing also to this intermittent fasting, so that when you're in that eating window, that time that you're allowing yourself to eat before you start your longer fast, then you're not snacking during that time. I will say at the end here that anything past 24 hours that you're not eating at all for 24 hours, that's called an extended fast. I only tried it 3 times, 33 hours and 44 hours, I think. 3 times. I got headaches. I didn't like it. So I lost the weight without extended fasts. I never went, except for those 3 days, I never went past 24 hours. You can lose weight without doing that extended fast. If you have a lot of weight to lose, and with doctor's advice, you can extend it past the 24 hours and you will lose weight faster. But that's if you have a lot of weight to lose, or if you have to lose weight in a hurry, maybe you have a health issue and you really want to lose the weight, then learn about the extended fasting past 24 hours. I don't recommend it personally because for me, it just didn't feel right. I still have not gone on that was 2 years ago that I've ever gone past the 24 hours. I'm not interested in it. I don't need to. I actually need to eat 2 times a day pretty much. Once in a while I will eat 3 times a day, but it's usually 2 times a day, and I've been able to maintain my weight loss with that. Just learn about the extended fasting, the up to 24-hour fasting, the OMAD, the 2MAD. Just learn about it, try it out, and if you lower your carb intake, cut out the sugars, it will make it so much easier to do intermittent fasting. Thanks so much for watching this video. This is the companion to my weight loss book. And I created this after about a year of maintaining the weight loss and looking back over what had worked for me. And it's 12 weeks worth, 12 different sections. And it's everything from writing down the carbs, writing down your daily food intake, your measurements, your weigh scale, gratitude journal, keeping track of new habits that you want to do. And you can use parts of this book, all of this book. You can cut out pages, put them on your wall, anything that you want to use to make it practical and to make it stick, to make it be, this is the last time that you're going to lose this weight. You're not going to yo-yo diet anymore. And having that goal and knowing it's achievable is wonderful. And your life will change. I guarantee you, if you lose the weight and maintain the weight loss, like my life has completely changed. And what you can do with this afterwards is it's a representation of your journal. And you could write some of this stuff into a book like I did, or put it into a blog, or create a video about your weight loss success. So get this today on Amazon.